Hello students, in last lecture of chapter 6, today we are going to discuss about DNA fingerprinting. This word or term named fingerprinting, you have obviously heard it. As we know, two individuals on this earth, they are not having same type of fingerprint. If we talk about this matter regarding DNA also, that is known as DNA fingerprinting. As we know, the 99.9% of base sequence among the human is the same. So, out of 100%, what is the difference? That is only 0.1% different, and that's why two individuals on this earth, they are not same. If we assume that the human genome has 3 into 10 raised to 9 base pair, in how many base sequences would there be differences? It is these differences in sequence of DNA which make every individual unique in their phenotypic appearance. Phenotypic appearance means external features. If one aims to find out genetic differences between two individuals or among individuals of a population, sequencing the DNA every time would be a daunting and expensive task. We can also imagine about it. If we try to compare two sets, it means 3 into 10 raised to 6 base pair, then DNA fingerprinting is actually very quick way to compare the DNA sequences of any individual. So this way, this task of comparison of DNA sequence of any two individual is due to DNA fingerprinting by using this technique. This DNA fingerprinting, it involves identifying differences in some specific regions in DNA sequence, and that is called repetitive DNA. Otherwise 99% is same in individuals. This DNA, repetitive DNA, are separated from bulk genomic DNA. Now you know very well about genome, as different peaks during density gradient centrifugation. Centrifugation is one of the technique useful for this in laboratory condition. Here molecules are separated according to their density. Bulk DNA forms a major peak and the other small peaks are referred to as satellite DNA. So, by using this technique, repetitive DNA are separated. They are separated from genome. Then centrifugation process is applied, and this bulk DNA form a major peak, and other small peaks, they are referred as a satellite DNA. As we know, in DNA polymer, that is polynucleotide chain, nitrogenous bases are there. They are A, G, C, T, and pairing is like AT, adenine and thymine, and guanine and cytosine, that is GC. So it is AT rich or GC rich at that time. Length of segment and number of repetitive units. The satellite DNA is classified into many categories. It's like microsatellite, mini satellite, and some other also. So this way, as we know, what is now satellite DNA, and further classified into various categories. These sequences actually normally do not code for any protein. This is important here, because the sequences, they are now not coding for any type of protein, but they form a large portion of human genome. It means that it's a part of human genome but not synthesis protein. This sequence show high degree of polymorphism and form the basis of DNA fingerprinting. So we can say this is the main fundamental of DNA fingerprinting, that is the sequences high degree of polymorphism. DNA from every tissue. As we know, at time of any crime detection, any disputes, okay, this DNA test is performed, and this DNA is collected from site of crime from various tissues which is available at that time. It may be like blood, hair follicle, sometimes skin, sometimes bone, saliva, sperm, or any other cell or tissue of human body from an individual show the same degree of polymorphism. That is interesting here. If it is collected sample from any tissue of human body, it show same degree of polymorphism, and it is very useful at the time of identification in forensic application. Nowadays forensic science is very developed in India also. This forensic detection is very useful in some crime detection field. So this way this application of DNA fingerprinting is most useful in forensic application and crime detection. Polymorphism are inheritable. It means it derived from parents to their offspring, one generation to another generation, next generation, and this way DNA fingerprinting is also basis of paternity testing in case of disputes. One example is there. Suppose one child is there. If two different parents are blaming for same child, it is like that it is their own child. At that time paternity test is performed, and from that child and these two different parents, the sample is collected. By collection of sample, now using this technique of DNA fingerprinting, paternity test is performed in forensic laboratory, and this way this DNA if matched with any of this parent, child DNA and parent DNA, at that time this problem or case it is solved this way by using DNA fingerprinting technology. Polymorphism in DNA sequence is the basis of genetic mapping of human genome as well as of DNA fingerprinting. So this term, that is polymorphism, it is in DNA sequence, that is very important for DNA fingerprinting technology. Now exactly about DNA polymorphism. If we study this term, that is polymorphism, and if we talk regarding DNA, it means that is variation at genetic level, because DNA is actually inheritable material, genetic material in higher organisms, and when we study it at that time variation at genetic level, it is considered as a polymorphism, and this polymorphism actually arises due to mutation. You have already studied about mutation in previous chapter number 5, that is the abnormality in chromosome or gene in individual, and abnormal or disease condition arises due to various type of mutation. When this mutation arises, two type of possibilities are there. Either it is observed in somatic cell or in germ cell. In germ cell, it means that in human being, either in egg cell or sperm, that is reproductive cell, and that is responsible for gamete formation in sexually reproducing organism, and rest of the cell, it means the other than germ cell in the body, they are known as somatic cell. So two possibilities are there, either in somatic cell or germ cell. Now it is clear that if a germ cell it undergo mutation, so it may be it carry out to next generation also. This germ cell mutation does not seriously impair individual ability to have offspring who can transmit the mutation. It can spread to the other member of population because this higher organism, they are sexually reproduced organism, At the time of sexual reproduction, as we know, the fertilization process takes place and this germ cell undergo the process of fusion, and from parents to offspring, or if we talk in vast field, that is in member of population also it can spread. Allelic sequence variation. Allelic sequence, as you know, as per Mendel term, what is allele? Each and every characters responsible, dominant and recessive factors are there, alleles are there. Allelic sequence variation has traditionally been described as DNA polymorphism. This variation actually, if it is more than one variant, or we can also say more than one allele at a locus, at one site, at one place, occur in human population with a frequency greater than 0.01. This point is to be noted there. This frequency, if it is greater than 0.01. If an inheritable mutation is observed in population at high frequency, at that time only it is known as DNA morphism. So, here the frequency of this mutation is important regarding DNA polymorphism. If it is occur or observed in population at high frequency, at that time it is considered as a DNA polymorphism. Probability of such variation to be observed in non-coding DNA sequence. It may be higher as mutation in this sequence or may not have any immediate effect or impact in individual reproductive ability. So this way two possibilities are there. In DNA sequence it would be higher as mutation or maybe not have any immediate effect of reproductive ability. So these are effects of this DNA polymorphism. When this type of mutation take place and it is leading towards the DNA morphism, it keep on accumulating generation after generation because it is carry forward to parents to their offspring, first generation to second, second to third, and so on onward generation, and it form one of the bases of variability or polymorphism. So gradually from when it take place first time, then next generation to other generation it is carry forwarded. A variety of different types of polymorphism ranging from single nucleotide change to very large scale changes. So many nucleotides are there in DNA polynucleotide chain. As we know, double helical structure is there. Single unit is nucleotide, that is structural and functional unit of DNA chain. So this polymorphism is possible. It is observed in only one or single nucleotide or maybe more than one. So it may be from single nucleotide to very large scale. For evolution and speciation, such polymorphism play very important role. As we know, the human beings which are higher organism, that is Homo sapiens sapiens, we are also evolved species on this earth. In the beginning, the structure from, it is believed that from apes, human beings, they are developed. So it is gradually due to process of evolution, some changes occur gradually. So this way advanced human being, that is Homo sapiens sapiens, nowadays it is there. It is due to evolution process. In plants also, animal also evolution is observed, as well as speciation, means formation of new species by gradually changing variation. So evolution and speciation, such polymorphism play very important role at that time also. Technique of DNA fingerprinting. How this DNA fingerprinting actually it is developed? by taking any sample from human being, its tissue or its cell. The scientist named Alec Jeffreys initially developed this technique. In this technique, he used a satellite DNA as probe that show very high degree of polymorphism. As we know, this condition is must at the time of DNA fingerprinting formation, that is very high degree of polymorphism, and it was called VNTR. VNTR means variable number of tandem repeats. We know that repetitive DNA sequences are useful here, and the variation in numbers, variable number, okay, by using this technique, it is involved in this study and it is known as VNTR, variable number of tandem repeats. This technique used earlier involved southern blot hybridization and using radio label VNTR as a probe. So this way the technique developed by scientist Alec Jeffreys is useful for developing DNA fingerprinting, and this technique is known as VNTR. Now this VNTR technique actually it includes main steps, and which are these steps? First step, isolation of DNA. It means that from collected sample, tissue or any cell, DNA is separated, and that is isolation of DNA. Digestion of DNA by restriction and unification, that is second step. Digestion of this collected DNA or isolated DNA, it is performed by using the enzyme named restriction endonuclease. The third step is separation of DNA fragment by electrophoresis. By using the technique named electrophoresis, now these DNA fragments are separated. Fourth stage, that is transferring or blotting of separated DNA fragment to synthetic membranes, and these membranes are like nitrocellulose or nylon. So in first phase, it is a process of transferring. Fifth, hybridization using labeled VNTR probe. So this way hybridization of this collected fragment take place. And sixth one is detection of hybridized DNA fragment by autoradiography. So in last stage, radiography technique is used for detection of hybridized DNA fragment. So this way, by using the variable number of tandem repeats or VNR technique, this technology is performed for formation of DNA fingerprints. It is like isolation, digestion, separation, transferation, hybridization, and at last detection of hybridized DNA by autoradiography technique. This technique VNTR belongs to a class of satellite DNA referred to as a mini satellite. In this technique, DNA sequences are arranged tandemly in many copy number, because the segment is collected from the sample or tissue or cell, that is only sometimes single nucleotide or more, and then it is arranged tandemly and many copies. This copy number varies from chromosome to chromosome in an individual. It means that we know in human being 23 pair of chromosome are there, that is from chromosome number 1 to 23. First 22, it means chromosome number 1 to 22, they are autosomes, and 23rd pair of chromosome in human, that is sex chromosome. When we study this chromosome, then copy number varies from chromosome to chromosome. Number of repeats show very high degree of polymorphism, that is the condition required for DNA fingerprinting. As a result, the size of VNAT varies from 0.1 to 20 kb. This is important here. It may be varies from 0.1 to 20 kb. After hybridization with VNTR probe, the autoradiogram gives many bands of different size. This is the last stage of this technique, where this type of autoradiography technique is useful, and by using this technique many bands of different sizes can be developed. These bands give characteristics pattern of individual DNA, that is whatever DNA chromosome numbers are there, this number wise, chromosome wise, this bending pattern give idea about these sequences. It differs from individual to individual in population, because in two individual it is not same. The at least 0.1% difference is there. Exception is there when in case of twins, and particularly these twins which are monozygotic or eidetic twins, at that time it's there's a mostly similar or similarities are there. The sensitivity of this technique has been increased by use of polymerase chain reaction, that is known as PCR technique. In this polymerase chain reaction, from a small piece or small fragment, this polymer is developed in number of copies. DNA from a single cell is enough to perform DNA fingerprinting analysis, because when we collect this small piece or fragment of DNA from this sample for detection in the field of forensic science or crime detection, at that time only a single cell is enough to develop DNA fingerprinting. In addition to this application, it is not limited in the field of only forensic science, but it has much wider application. It is like determining population and genetic diversities, because due to mutation variations arises, the principle of polymorphizing in DNA sequence, and this is actually application in the field of other than forensic science also. So useful for forensic science as well as genetic biodiversity as well as evolutionary biology also. So this way the DNA fingerprinting technology is very useful to human being.